Welcome back to The Rock. Johnny Stevens from Highly Suspect, tour manager, band manager Greg as well.
Big G. Welcome back, fellas. Hey, thank you very much. This is obviously, as always, super slick when we catch up with massive international superstars such as yourself. It's like a Formula One pit change as we come in here, isn't it?
Yeah, we got it working though.
Yeah. What do you make of being back in the place? I mean, obviously, it's been quite some time to get you along to NZ and get you in all these shows. And when you started booking shows, there was, I'm not going to say an issue, but maybe an underrepresentation of the actual fandom that is here for you and the band.
Yeah, I mean, we had no idea how big things were getting over here. And this is my best friend right here, Greg, and also my booking agent. And I remember calling him and be like, bro, what's happening? He's like, we'll be fine. But
like,
yeah. So that whole confusion that happened when the tickets sold out in like a minute for the 400 cat, that's his fault.
That's why I'm here now. So
I love it.
Yeah, but thank
the
you very much.
details on Instagram if you want to
it.
give me hell.
Yeah. Thanks first and foremost for making the trip down here. You've come a long way to play all these gigs, and you had it initially scheduled in that you're going to be able to see parts of the country and actually have a little bit of downtime, but you've completely fucked all of that off.
All of it.
And packed it full of gigs.
Johnny gave me like a few, he's like, we gotta get to New Zealand. I'm like, sure, okay.
Yeah.
And then because of you guys, he like sent me the link to the 2000. I was like, wow, okay, maybe it does make sense.
Well,
so.
people on Instagram were sending me shit, and they were like, yo, you're fucking blowing up over here, and check out what's happening at The Rock. And then I was like, all right, and checked out what's happening at The Rock, and then,
In my defense, every band, going back to the MySpace days, is like, we got to go to Philly because one person like hits them up from there.
Yeah, so he says, I don't care about your 2 fucking DMs. I was like, no, bro, there's more than 2 DMs.
I literally said that. I don't fucking care, dude. Like, it's not real. It can't be.
You just look at, you go, population of New Zealand. You go, biggest town. I go, right, sweet. So the biggest city in New Zealand has 1 million people in it. And you're like, that is nothing.
Yeah, and I'd been here before, and I was like,
here to see this in real life, so you can see that things are happening for us here.
Oh, it's amazing. So I called the promoter, and they said the same thing. They're like, we'll put him in like these 300, 400 cab clubs. Will be fine. I'm like, yeah. And I think he called you guys.
Are you throwing the promoter under the bus right now?
Ash Hole, destroy all lines. That's what agents do. I blame the promoter.
Yeah.
So he calls you guys, and he's like, I think we have an issue. I'm like, what? They think it's going to be bigger. I'm like, well, we'll figure it out when they go on sale.
And you have. You figured it out.
Well, they broke the ticketing on one of the fucking videos.
Thanks to you guys. That's no smoke. I mean, you guys have obviously...
Yeah.
Mate, if you were shit, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Can we
go back?
Let's rewind right to the start. We'll have a bit of a longer form chat about your career. Am I right in saying that your dad kind of got, like, in a way, got you into music because you were ripping on the Backstreet Boys and saying they were fucking lame, and he was like, and he had a piece of advice for you, and you were like, he kind of called you out, eh?
Yeah. So I said something that was, I'm not going to say it here, it wasn't PC, but it was the 90s, right? And I was like saying some shit, and my father was like, well, what are you doing? You're like fucking 12, you piece of shit. And they're out there, and they have a lot of money, and they're traveling the world, and they're doing great things, and you're just here judging. And it changed my whole shit forever. So now anybody, whether I like their music or not, whether I'm going to respect anybody that goes out there and does it.
Did you find that it's great to be able to look back, and hindsight's a beautiful thing, but as a 12-year-old, like, what a piece of cake that is. You make music and you wear all white clothes and you do shit dances and you make heaps of money, and then now you've got to do it.
Yeah.
When the rubber hits the road, you just, like, everyone loves the idea of doing what you do, but no one wants to do what you've done.
No one knows what it's like to live. Well, I was just going to sing The Who or some shit. No one knows what it's like to live next to dumpsters, to go from dumpster to dumpster to dumpster. That's the reality.
Yeah.
You live in the back of a venue. You wake up next to a dumpster.
I was going to start a
Literally,
band.
like a dumpster.
I don't think Backstreet Boys did.
No,
Yeah.
And there's never, it's the, like, what was the jump off point for you that you realized, like, okay, cool, this has gone from trying to be something to actually it's become a lot bigger than what I ever anticipated. Like, the dumpsters start smelling further and further away.
Yeah.
The van gets bigger. The venues get bigger.
I don't think it ever really hits me. I think it's also surreal. It feels like a dream constantly feels like a dream. I mean, when you told me we were going to play Red Rocks, I was like, what the fuck? And when you told me that we were going to go on tour with Muse, what the fuck? Now that we're number 5 on the Rock 2000, what the fuck? Like, it's just constantly getting my mind blown. and it doesn't make sense to me because I'm just a kid that like played music with my friends in a garage type of thing, and I never expected. Look at my face right there. That's crazy to me. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like it was. Yeah, I don't know.
Does it feel that long ago that you bumped into Rich and Ryan? And wasn't one of them like fucking trying to steal your vibe because they had a guitar and a motorbike or some shit?
Yeah, Rich and I showed up to the same party when we were kids. I guess we were 18, and he had a motorcycle and a guitar on his back, and I showed up at the party with a motorcycle and a guitar on my back. I'm like,
it's like the Spider-Man.
what are you doing, bro? This is my role. I'm the guy in the movie that rolls up on a motorcycle with a guitar. Who the fuck are you? So we started, after a little while kicking tires, we sat down and we jammed some stuff together on acoustic guitars, and we were playing pretty well together. And I was all fucked up on cocaine, and his twin brother Ryan comes up to me, and I'd never met Ryan, and he's like, you really shouldn't do so much cocaine. And we immediately got into a fight. We just were like, who the fuck is this guy? And Rich was like, that's my brother. And then we decided to start a globally touring band.
How long did it take for you to get over the Ryan beef?
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, we're a family, right? So I mean, there's always going to be some.
Yeah.
Are you saying there's more beef at the moment? I just stumbled into something here. I'll talk about the initial beef.
Yeah, the initial beef. I mean, we used to get into a lot of fist fights and stuff, and now it's not fist fights. We just argue sometimes about things, but it's all love.
How do you get past that? Because obviously you get to a point where you're punching on. Like there's a massive fucking disagreement happening, and then you're like, right, we need to put the fists away, grab your guitars, and get on stage, and we need to play this gig and make it look sweet to everybody.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I mean, once we're on stage, it's like there's nothing. I lose myself. I think we all do, and no matter what fight we have, at the end of the day, we have the best job in the world. I think. I mean, do you have a family?
Yeah.
Do you ever argue with them ever?
Not really, because I live away from them. It makes it easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well done. Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
And I don't bother arguing with my wife because I just know how that goes.
Yeah.
It's just a waste of energy.
Yeah.
But it would almost be weird if there wasn't arguments from time to time, because then you therefore go, there's not enough fucking passion in this band.
I always say it's like the 95 Bulls. When you watch that documentary, they're all like, "Rah!" and they get on the court and just dominate.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I can yell at them, but you can't yell at them. I can, but you can't. And then they get on the court and just soar and just destroy everybody.
How does it, I mean, from a management point of view, how do you herd the cats and make sure that everybody is not tearing each other apart and not blowing out and not going AWOL, and like in terms of your role within the organization?
Well, they're kind of like they come apart, but they always are like nuclear, like come back together. It's like it's breathing. It's like
our fights are over dumb shit. That's the thing.
That's
our fights are never over like, oh, you fuck my girl. It's always like, I don't like that ride symbol there. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And then you realize like, wow, this is stupid.
Like,
it's only because you're living in each other's back pocket, and you have done for so many years. Like it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
Is it because you don't have something big to blow up at? Then it's the smaller things.
Yeah. If we don't have big enough problems, I guess. Like no one's got fucking lung cancer yet, so we're gonna fight. You know what I mean? And knock on wood. That was crazy. I just went real dark.
Yeah,
it went real dark there.
A lot has been written about, obviously playing in the basement and stuff, and then eventually deciding that you were going to do some gigs, and to do a gig you need a name. Apparently the highly part of the name is because you were smoking a lot of weed at the time. Whose idea was it to do the second part in a random name band generator?
Yeah, me and Rich were just sitting behind his Dell computer, and we were like,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
It was like Wu-Tang name generator?
It wasn't Wu-Tang. It was just band name generator, and we put in highly, and then a list
That's
of...
the story?
And it was like highly rated, highly fucking this, highly that, and we were like, oh, highly suspect. That sounds cool. And now every time I hear the name highly suspect, I want to puke. I hate the name of it.
Oh.
So what made the top three then? Do you remember anything? What was the short list? You just landed on suspect.
It was just like, that's cool. And but I don't. There's not a lot of people that like their band name.
Dave Grohl fucking hates Foo Fighters.
See?
He said it in so many interviews.
Yeah.
Could we, so formerly known as highly suspect, what would the new naming be? Do we need to get back on the generator and see what we can pop up? Let's get some weed. Let's go again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever tossed it up? Have you had anything that kind of bubbled in the background, or you're like, nah, I need to keep this too far away from my head, or otherwise it'll become a thing?
I don't want to tell you my favorite band names because I plan on making more bands, and I don't want people to steal my names. I've got good names lined up.
Yeah, we'll be that guy on the motorbike with a guitar on our back again.
But you
Let's
know,
go
like
fucking
nobody
back to
likes
square one.
their band name. You know, the stupidest fucking band name in the world is the Arctic Monkeys. They're one of the greatest bands. I love them. I love their music. They're fucking incredible. I'm hugely inspired by them. But come on, that name.
The only band name I've ever
Cold
been like,
Monkeys.
wow, they got a great one was Deftones.
Deftones is a good
We're like,
one.
that's a great band name.
My Morning Jacket. I didn't listen to them for fucking a decade because
True.
I thought
I
it
was
was.
like, what is
I thought it was gonna be like a totally different. I thought it was gonna be like.
Yeah, country-ish or something.
There's an era where people picked like Taking Back Sunday and that band Thursday, and it was like we were going to run out of.
Then
we're
we had
only
a
seven
whole thing on
options, you know?
vegetables, smashing pumpkins, and cranberries, and like a whole line of. There's a bunch of them at once. We were like, we're out of vegetables. Let's move on.
Maybe we can just go down a farm implement route,
Yeah,
you
we
know, like
could.
combine harvesters.
Well, if you pick a color and a piece of clothing, you have an indie band name. Go ahead, try it.
Color.
Red
The blue
shorts.
hats,
Yellow
the red
jackets.
shorts, yeah, yellow jackets.
Purple skivvies.
Yellow jockstrap.
At the start of the interview, you mentioned Muse. Is it true that you guys were watching a Muse concert and that was the nudge that you needed to get, I guess, to give you the confidence to go out and perform live as a band?
No, where did you hear that?
I read an interview this morning.
From where?
It's about 11 years.
It's one of the ones
10
I
years
gave
ago,
you.
read.
I mean, they're a huge inspiration, and I wouldn't say that they're what started the band though.
No, I think you said in the interview that you'd been watching maybe like a live concert, and you're
I
like,
did watch
"Fuck,
a
they're
live-
they're
yeah.
a three-piece. We're a three-piece. We could jam."
They make a
Totally
massive sound for very small humans.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were a huge influence, but I wouldn't say that like they were the reason
They
we
were
started.
catalysts.
Yeah, they weren't the catalyst. Jimi Hendrix was the catalyst. Billy Idol was the catalyst. Madonna was the catalyst. My father was the catalyst, even though fuck that guy.
Does it get you know, after he said that all those years ago to that 12-year-old you, and we're like, well, what the fuck are you doing? You back to him now going, well, this is what the fuck I do.
Oh, we haven't spoken in years.
Don't even want to bring it up to just
No,
show 'em.
no, it's like, we don't.
I would have
It's
seen
funny
a
to hear
picture when
these
you're at the Grammys.
Old stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Grammys. Like it's funny to hear these old Cape Cod stories because one of the funniest moments I think I've ever had with Hailey is like they put out a back in Cape Cod, the newspaper would put highly suspect loses Grammy is okay, and everybody back in Cape Cod thought their grandmother died. They're like, "Oh, what happened to Grammy?" And I was like, and like that's back home for them. They're like, "Wait, the Grammy? You were at the Grammy Awards?" They thought their grandmother died. They're like, "Loses Grammy, they're fine."
Yeah, is it that's still that disconnect with the people that you grew up with, the people that were at that party that didn't turn up on a motorcycle with a guitar on their backs? Do they now see you and go, so, well, you know, you got a lot of face tattoos. Have you been in prison? How are you getting on? Do they follow your success? And you go, well, actually, I'm a big fucking deal in New
I
Zealand.
have no idea about any of those people. I don't know anybody from my past. My main goal is to blow up and act like I ain't know nobody, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you head
The
back?
only friends I have from my past are in my band.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first gig you did at a bar?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was really horrifying at first, and then afterwards I was like, okay, this is doable. And that was me and Rich, and I had an acoustic guitar. We weren't even an electric band at the time. It was a little Irish bar called the Claddagh, owned by one of my best friends, and I was like, I just want to do this, and he gave me a night. It was February 9th, 2009.
Shit.
Jeez.
Select that you remember
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you got paid for doing a gig, and how much was it?
Oh, he still
Yes.
doesn't. Shut up.
Yeah, it was that exact show, $50 in a bar tab.
Yeah. That's
And
a
then,
great start.
Am I?
Whoa, you're gonna do way more damage with the bar tab than the $50.
Yeah.
Unlimited bar tab and $50.
Yeah, next time they're like, here's the
Oh,
50.
you've made a
where's
mistake
this?
here.
Here's $1,500, but you're not allowed to fucking drink
Yeah,
anything.
I remember when
Yeah,
it got
they-
to 150, and then we were able to split it 3 ways and each have $50. And I was like, all right, something's happening here.
Is there a bit of that simplicity and the, I guess, not knowing everything else that goes with it that you sort of miss the naivety of those sort of moments? And you,
100%.
You don't know when. That's a lot of people. That's all they ever do is $150 in a bar tab for 20, 30 years.
Yeah,
And
I
you
would
went
go back
whistling
to
past
it.
it.
I would go back to it.
Really?
I didn't go whistling past it. I've been on the road for 15 years now, but I would go back to it.
Yeah.
Those were some of the greatest days.
Do you remember the day you got to chuck in, and did you do it collectively, chuck in your daytime jobs and go like, fuck yeah, we're on for
Yeah,
music?
I remember the day.
Is that when you moved to New York? About around? Oh, you were at the karaoke bar. in
It was
New
when we
York.
signed at the Trash Bar,
Yeah.
and I was working at a karaoke bar in New York City for years, and it was great fun. You know, honestly, it was a lot of fun. Probably too much fun. Some wild fucking shit happened
Yeah,
there.
nice.
But,
Stories are great.
but yeah,
Hey,
then,
we've got time if you want to just maybe just some of the ones off the top of your head that remind you of the fondness of that place.
you want to hear a story from that place?
Yeah, that'd be
Fuck
worth
yeah.
it.
Do you want to hear about the time Lindsay Lohan called the police on me, or do you want to hear about the time I fucked an elf in the basement?
Both.
Are they not the same?
He's just gone.
I mean, you've done a pretty good pitch for both of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's hear both.
Yeah. Was this?
Why'd you
was
make
this-
her angry?
So I was fucking the hostess at the time, and she got a private room, and she was supposed to be sober, but nope. And so there's an article about. You can pull up the article. It was 2012 or 13 or some shit like that. And she came in with her sobriety coach, and they got a private room, and they were just ordering bottles of Jameson, getting drunk and drunk. And they stayed till we were open till 3:30, 4 a.m. and they stayed past that. And we're like, of course you can stay later because they're dropping hundreds on us and this, that, and the other. And I was serving them. And I went in and she asked me to sit down and stay and sing a song with them. So I did. I'm like, oh, cool. Fucking, whatever. I'm just a young man. And she sits on my lap. And I was like, because I'm fucking the hostess at the time. And I didn't want the hostess to peer through the window and see Lindsay Lohan on my lap. And she's like, she literally says to me, she's like, why can't I sit on your lap? Are you fucking the hostess? And I was like, yes. I was like, yeah.
Wow.
Like,
That's that woman gift, dude. They're like,
but
it's like a Spidey sense.
But so the hostess was literally outside of the door listening in, just like she was totally there. And so she came in and she slapped Lindsay Lohan in the face.
Are you serious?
Shit.
I'm supposed to admit
Wow,
that.
that's ballsy.
Yeah, and then yeah.
Wow.
And then Lindsay called the cops and said that we were trying to kidnap her and that she didn't want to stay later, but she was there like
Oh,
like-
what?
and we were like,
Oh,
the
then
cops
she-
came and they were like, we're sorry. This happens more than you think.
Oh, they're like,
they're-
Lindsay's
they're-
Lindsay's online too.
They
Yeah.
were no stranger to
Dave's like, I'll go this time.
they were no stranger to having to collect her from bars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she never pressed
Old
charges
sober
on me.
Lindsay.
How did the elf come about?
The elf? All right, so there's a thing. Do you guys have SantaCon here?
Wait, is it still the hostess? Is she the elf?
No.
Did she slap the elf?
SantaCon is all right, this story's crazy. SantaCon is like in New York City where a bunch of frat boys dress up as Santa Claus and they do a pub crawl.
Okay.
So everybody's dressed up as Santa Claus and their girls are dressed up as elves. Like
Okay.
so there's red and green elves. You
Yeah.
know, and so they come to pub, and you want them to come to your bar because they got tons of cash, they're spending tons of money, they're drunk as hell, it's just college kids or whatever. And so they come in and I'm like, oh yes, we're one of the bars that got you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm about to make a lot of money. We made a ton of money, but there was one girl that was all dressed up like an elf and she was just giving me the eyes and I was like, okay. So that we have the private karaoke rooms in the basement and I took her down to one of the private karaoke.
You
She
skipped the
wanted
whole
it.
part. Like, did she walk up like, hey, wanna
Oh
go
yeah,
and fucking
100%.
go down? And I
Yeah.
think,
She was
fucking,
flirting with
hey,
me for like an
Santa.
hour and whatnot, and I was like, and she was like, and then we did that.
Man.
During that time, I got robbed. All of our
Wait.
tips got robbed.
Oh, she was a mark. She
We
was
made
like,
thousands
oh.
of dollars in tips that night, and we got robbed, and then we got them back.
Oh.
I was gonna say that sounds very choreographed.
Yeah, that sounds choreographed.
Then you got
Probably.
it back.
Fine, I got my money,
Yeah,
and I got the
yeah.
elf.
Whoa.
Everything worked out.
Yeah.
I have a fantastic story.
It's like a reverse.
How did you get the money back?
It was a great Christmas.
Please
So-
say all the Santa Clauses tracked it down together.
They put it in their bag and like, here you go.
She's on the naughty list. You
Yeah,
should have known better.
The other bartender that was working with me at the time was this is kid Luke, very intimidating and scary dude. And the people that actually went into the back coat room and took our tips, they left their credit card there. And we had it on camera.
Oh,
We had it all on
criminals.
camera, so we stayed late, looked at the camera, saw who left the credit card. It was like, they're just stupid. And so, I don't know how he did it, but he tracked him down the next day. And he was like, if you want your ship, we have your name. We can take this to the police. Or you can come right now and you can return all the money that you stole. And he got it back. And I was just like, oh my God, this
Wow.
dude's the man. I wouldn't have gotten it back.
Or you could just go for a shopping spree on their credit card.
Yeah.
It's like a reverse bad Santa, like the movie.
Yeah,
Like
this
instead of
guy-
being in the car park, just pumping the Santa. you
Fuck
just-
me, Santa.
Yeah.
Fuck me, Santa.
So that place was a lot of fun. And then, then one night I was drinking on the job, and my manager came in at 2 a.m, and I was dancing on the bar in my underpants, and he was like, "You gotta go in that room." And then we got signed, and I just quit that day. And right now, currently, every time I go back to New York City, I visit, I stop in, and my very last paycheck, I never took it. It's sitting in the cash register, and I sign it and date it every time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And you
I
just
didn't
run
know
it
that.
down like a tab, or do you just leave it in there?
I
and
just
keep
leave.
signing?
It's my paycheck. It's for like $160 or something like that, and I just sign the envelope and date it.
Sick.
Yeah.
So the record deal, how'd that come about? Who was hustling for you in the background? Did it look likely? Did it come out of the blue?
No, I mean there was, it was a well thought out thing. We had a few different companies that were interested, and they were going through like a little bit of a bidding war. And then Leor Cohen and Kevin Lyles, they had just started a company called 300 at the time, which is predominantly a hip hop label. But they also started Def Jam, and Def Jam had Slayer, and they were like, so we were the token rock band on that. But what they told us that was different than every other label, even though they gave us less money, was we'll never tell you what to do with your art.
Yeah. That's
Sick.
cool.
Deal.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leor's one hell of a interesting dude.
Yeah, Leor's awesome.
Yeah.
You're in the most chaotic, one of the most chaotic industries in one of the most chaotic cities, and putting together deals like that.
Would you sign the deal on a pool table or something?
Yeah.
Signed the
And
deal
your
on the pool
undies.
table.
Sick.
Was Leah there? Was she working that day?
I don't think Leah was there. Maybe she was running sound.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like my 20s in New York City was something of a dream. Cinderella's story. The way it all happened was wild.
And then so you sign on the dotted line. Then what happens? How quickly do you guys need to get to work?
Then we made
Just
an
on.
album, and we were nominated for Grammys, and my whole entire life changed.
You lost your Grammy.
And lost all three of them. My biggest
David
accomplishment.
Bowie.
Yeah, dead David Bowie.
Well, that's obviously a tricky time to be rolling in and picking up when everyone's going to be whipping him in on it.
Yeah.
If we had won, I would have been pissed.
Oh, because then it was.
I love David Bowie. You
Yeah.
can't win to a dead David
That'd be
Bowie.
weird.
That would suck. Everyone would have hated us. He had to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to write the first record in Columbia?
Was it the second?
Was that second or
It was
first?
the second
Second
record,
record, yeah.
So our producer at the time, Joel Hamilton, he had done a lot of records down there, and he knew a lot of people and engineers, and a great studio that Shakira recorded in, and it's kind of like a fortress. And he was like, "What if we did the record in Columbia?" And I was like, "Let's do the record in Columbia."
Yeah.
And then it didn't take much convincing for the rest of the guys. Everybody was excited.
Was it nice to be down there and just remove yourself from the noise?
Yeah, it was a blast. And Ryan is probably the only person to date who has ever brought cocaine into Columbia.
Wait, the guy that told you were doing too much cocaine?
The guy that told me when he met me that I was doing too much cocaine.
That's like bringing
brought
sand to the
cocaine.
beach.
It's hilarious.
You could just go outside.
He didn't.
You just put your head out the window and it's
Yeah.
blowing
It's
through
just
the air.
like,
No, he didn't mean to, but we got
was he like
there.
tapping you on the shoulder? Guess what? I brought coke. You're like,
Yeah, we got there and we got to the hotel, and he's just like, "Oh my god!" And he realized that he had a bag in his pocket, and he's like, "What?" And I was like, "We were
I
all
like
just
that you just
shocked.
got into Columbia. There was no beagle like there is
yeah,
here.
there's no-
Just-
yeah, you guys, your beagle, your
Yeah.
biosecurity beagle here.
They make you feel like you've committed a murder or a homicide or some shit when you're walking through there, and all they're after is fruit.
Yeah.
I know. We're like, look at this beagle. Don't touch the beagle.
Yeah.
Like,
You want to see someone go from 0 to 100 is go to pat the dog, which is something that we all do in New
yeah,
Zealand.
we
So-
all do. Yep.
Yeah, and they've found 2 cherry tomatoes in your carry-on, and you are fucking done. Like you're
Go
literally
home.
taking
Take your 20 hours
tons
back
of
home.
cocaine in with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wild setup. Would you, when it comes to writing albums and getting out of places and heading away to those sort of foreign locations, have you ever thought about breaking away to New Zealand, parking up here, and doing that same sort of thing? What do you
haven't,
need
but-
to make? You have, yeah. What do you need to make it happen? Like, what is it? I mean, is
Man,
it?
I have a vision of just you guys settling down in Queenstown for a week, like just writing and recording. I will say when
He's been here. You spent a whole summer here,
that's
right?
in summer of '99 here. Yeah.
Summer of '99.
Summer '99.
Song in there.
Sounds like a cool song.
Yeah.
Summer of '99. All right.
In Queenstown.
But
Was
I've
it-
never
Yeah,
been to
well,
Queenstown.
I spent a lot of time
Queenstown's
there.
sick.
I remember getting there. I was just traveling around. I got down there, and the guys, I just met somebody at the bar. And I'm like, "What do you want to do? Do you want a bungee jump or jet boat?" I'm like, "Those are my options, huh?" I'll take jet boat. And I was like, "Ah!" I was like, "This town rules."
Yeah, Queenstown, and we can make that happen. We know not a lot of people in Queenstown.
I want to live here, so the idea of doing an album here is not that far off. But I love it here. Like America's great, but I think that I live in 2 of, or 3 of, I guess, because I live with you part time. 3 of the best cities in America, and I've just done America. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like unpatriotic and I hate my country, this, that, and the other. But I just love the world.
Yeah.
I'll put it like that. So a version of life where I want to live here, and I'm like, if you're out there listening, please tell the Prime Minister that I should live here.
Mate,
We don't have one at the moment. You can just fucking just take your pics.
Yeah, they're in between. Now's the
it's
time
a
to
shit.
slip
Yeah,
in.
it's like
eh?
You should have seen Johnny when they do the checkpoint. They're like, "Do you plan on staying here after 30 days?" He's like, it's like,
Yeah.
what if I hit yes? I'm like, don't. Then we have to go to the back of the line.
Bro, I feel like I don't know. Everybody here is super nice, for real. Like really nice people, and you have beautiful places, and it's kind of my speed.
You out in
And you don't have like scary shit that will kill you, like snakes. And
You can
spiders.
anywhere. You can literally just pull over on the side of the road and sleep in the ditch, and there is nothing. There's like a shitty little spider, which no one's ever seen that I know. That would be, and the other one's a white-tailed spider. Even that,
It's
nothing.
just more annoying than anything.
There's
I
nothing.
love chatting with New Zealanders about the stuff. We had a ride to Piha or whatever, the beach yesterday. I was chatting with someone. And I'm like, "What's the Air Force like?" We never got any planes, so we just kind of discontinued it. I'm like, well, what did the guys do that were in the Air Force? Were they just like waiting for a plane? I guess so, yeah. And they were like, fuck.
Yeah.
One day we'll get a plane. I'm like, how did they train? He's like, no idea.
There's a lot of our military is great. Our armed forces are amazing. But what normally happens is America goes, right, here's a ship that we're just going to sink and turn into a reef for people to dive on. And it was like, whoa, we'll take it. And then look at our new boat. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, look at this.
You did the waterfall walk at Piha yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a cool walk, eh?
Yeah.
That's also where Serge Tankian was living for quite a long time, I believe.
In the waterfall.
Yeah, it would have been amazing.
Like a bat cave.
If he came out like TLC in the waterfall. Don't go. But he's like, Serge Tankian did. He's like, take a waterfall.
What are you doing at the waterfall?
Yeah. Don't go to the waterfall. Waterfall.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a bunch of musicians that live out there too. There's heaps the Finn brothers, Neil and Tim Finn, Crowded House. They're sort of based out there as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a
Anthony
cool
Kiedis
nice
had a joint out there for a while. Jack Johnson had a place out there for yeah. So it can't be that hard for a bloody rock musician to move out here.
Yeah.
I'm next.
What if you move there and you like knock on, get some butter, and it's like Jack's like, another one.
That's the guitar on the motorbike all over again. It's
Yeah,
like, fuck,
exactly.
man.
You go to the bonfire. Jack Johnson's there. You're like, shit.
Sir, can I have some banana pancakes?
Yeah. Is it raining? Let's go to Jack's for some banana pancakes.
Man. So in terms of the rest of the tour, I heard by the looks of things from Lee the team here was actually completely taken out on Monday. What's today? Tuesday. Fuck, it shows how good we're going at the moment. Had a hell of a good night.
Yeah.
Opening session here. Turned it around, crushed it, and then all of the extra gigs that you put on, like we said before, we turned the mics on. On behalf of the fan base, like a massive thanks for making it happen. Like you turned up here, and everything just kept selling out and selling out and selling out, and then another gig would come on, and there are people that are stringing together pretty much every single fucking gig that you're doing, because one time is just not enough for them. Like they'll follow you up and down the country to make it happen, which is pretty cool. Well, it doesn't happen for fuck all bands, I can tell you that.
Amazing.
Hopefully we come back soon, right, Greg?
Yeah, hopefully next December. Yeah.
Is that how far away you've got to plan? Like, does that freak you out that you look at it and you go, that's the next 12 months?
He says it every time, like, what are you going to do? Like, he's like, that's so far away. I'm like, well, I got to do it now. It's we have to put it like a year in advance at least. You know, I'm going into 2025 now. They have a release, next year. So we're working on all these things.
You've been recorded in Muse's studio, eh? How weird is that? Like, it's the
Full circle.
Yeah, like just the shit that's ended up happening in your life. You're just like, you've just been on tour
Tell you,
with them.
Cinderella story, man. It's
Yeah.
like, it doesn't feel real.
That's so, and you just got to pinch yourself, I guess, and just be like, fuck, who knows what's next? Because this is a good ride so far.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
on.
also think about that because I think the pandemic taught me that it can go real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can just be done. I mean, that was a dark time for me.
Is there when those things happen, particularly when you are you're full flight at that stage, and then it's like, fuck, is this our chance gone? Because this could be that whole sliding doors moment where you just go bang and just get jammed.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never stop playing music, whether I'm playing in front of 10 people or 10,000, So I don't think like anything's gonna stop me from creating, but I do understand that we're riding a pretty cool wave right now, and it could go at any moment, and we've surpassed what most bands' shelf lives are. Most bands don't get more than 1 or 2 studio albums out before it's over, and we're up on number 5 now. on a
I will
label.
say though, you have a unique gift for songwriting and and playing. And I've seen him go, "I'm gonna go write a song in L.A." and then send Sarah Tony over. I'm like, Jesus, maybe you should do that more often this year.
Fucking hell of a tune.
And then when you went to Columbia, you're like, "I'm gonna write a song," and then send Human over. I was like, Jesus, like it's definitely a gift that. I work with a lot of musicians that all have gifts, but it's a unique gift. It really is.
And that's a fucking cool thing to hear. That's a very, very cool thing to say.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have even scratched the surface of what your capabilities are in terms of, and that's isn't that terrifying? But kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah, I just feel like if you took it away with his gift, you could just go make it happen again.
Yeah.
I haven't even come close to doing what I want to do artistically, and I love my band, but there are a lot of us, and we have to agree on everything, which is cool, and we do. We finally get to a point where, like, but everybody's going to be happy. I'm not going to dictate. However, there is a future where I do something where I can just be in control of the art 100% and explore things that maybe Highly Suspect can't.
So then when you look at your schedule and you go, we're touring till end of 2025, and you go, fuck, are you pushing that? That can gets kicked a long way down the road. You go, 65 should be coming into my prime there for doing this alternative project, or are you going? It just doesn't matter. Time inconsequential. Whenever you get there, you get there.
Look at Willie Nelson. Look at Dolly Parton. Look at people that have long, storied careers that span decades, and some decades are up, and some decades are down, and some are with bands, and some are with. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, there is a version of me in my 50s and in my 60s that is not, jumping up and down playing Highly Suspect shit, but maybe playing some slide guitar and giving it to you more of a singer-songwriter way. I plan on having a very, very long career.
Do you have some of that stuff laid down already that you just kind of bank as it comes
I
through?
have hundreds of songs that, I'm not going to put out yet because people won't understand it,
Yeah, we ought to let him hear a snippet at some point of the new album, doing that thing again, just making some amazing tracks. And it happened kind of. The plan was never to be in the studio this year. Muse was like, "You guys just ought to go get in our studio and record." And they just did the thing again. Just use the gift. Like, all right, here you go. And I'm like, okay.
It's happening.
Yeah, I was like,
I'll say the next album that's coming is the best thing we've ever made.
I would agree.
Hands down. Everybody that's heard it says the same.
It's like
shit, too.
it's like the first two grew up.
Yeah.
Is that a good way to put it? It's
I
like,
guess.
yeah.
It must be exciting to know that you can still do that and impress yourselves, because you don't want it to become
Like you're going through the motions.
And does it? And this is, I'm going to ask this to everybody that's in that creative process. Do you do it with the this is what we want to make in mind, and if you like it, then that's a fucking bonus. Like, you're not like, because of the deal that you've got with the record label, you don't have to necessarily pander to. They don't go, just give me another fucking hit. I need another 3 singles to push through radio.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think on Midnight Demon Club, I tried to pander a little bit. I don't think I was my complete self when it came to the process of making that album, and I don't love it. But I mean, that has to happen, right? You're gonna do things in life that you don't love, and I'm sure that's gonna break some people's hearts, because I know that some people, that might be their favorite album, but I think that some of the sonics and some of the things that we were trying to go for was maybe like just a little bit like, well, I think that people will like this versus this is what the fuck we like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so now I hear some of those songs that, I enjoyed the process of making them. They were fun. But now I hear them, I'm like, that's not really what I want to be doing. And so this album that we just made is, like, we were just like, I don't care if this ever goes on any radio station ever. We want to make what the fuck we want to make. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
So,
It's funny. It's funny. We played this at my house, and he's grown up with my kid, 8 Max, and it was playing at my house, and he's so used to Johnny and everything, and all of a sudden Max goes, "Wow, Johnny, it's you!"
That's probably the greatest compliment you can get,
I
because
know,
he's got zero bias. He doesn't the financials don't matter, the marketing doesn't matter, the label doesn't matter. It's just like,
he
this
walked
is
up
you.
to him, he's like, "Johnny, this is really good."
No, you know what it is? We were playing a festival too, and we were backstage with Evanescence. It wasn't on the Muse tour, but it was a recent festival.
Yeah,
it's that one that we broke.
Blue Ridge Rock.
Yes,
Yeah.
we broke the festival.
Yeah.
And so afterward, like, we were the very last. We wound up headlining the festival because a massive storm came in and nobody could play after us. The very last second of our very last song, Pink Lullaby, the skies opened up and there was a massive flood and the whole festival had shut down. It was biblical.
Yeah.
It was
cool.
epic.
Yeah.
But then we just partied with the other bands backstage, and we just wanted to kind of test out like how people would react to the new songs. So we have this big boom box, and we put it down. We didn't tell anybody. We didn't explain what was happening. We just pressed play. We didn't even say like, "Hey, everybody, listen to our new shit."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we're just put it down, and we blasted as loud as we could, and we're just kind of like watching, just kind of taking it in to see. And I remember just seeing this kid that was probably about Max's age, 8 or 9 years old, and he was just like, fucking
Yeah.
going for it. You know what I mean? And I was
Nice.
like, that is the truth.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, these kids don't lie, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because particularly for like this is the rock radio station. It's very obviously it says what it is on the can. It's fucking it is what it is. And if we don't have another generation coming through, because that was always the like with you guys, there's like more life breathed into this genre of music, which then means that kids aren't just going to be doing 40-second songs for fucking TikTok and
Thank you.
sitting on a
Jesus.
computer. Like people pick up guitars. Like we just got sent as an example. We got sent these 2 tracks by there's like an area school. An area school in New Zealand is like
Was it a Muri?
Mercury Bay Area School, which means that if you're 5 years old or you're 18, because there's fuck all people that live there, they all go to the same school.
Yeah.
And they put out this album, and there's these kids send it through. This kid's been playing guitar for 12 months after listening to you guys on the Rock 2000 last year.
Wow.
And so he's played for 12 months, and he fucking
He
crushes.
rips.
Shout out to that kid.
Crushes. What are they called?
he's coming- hope
Prisoners of War or something? I don't know. And I was like, this is
Hope they made it to the show.
when you know that you're they almost being cut off because their road slipped away, so they're jammed on the other side.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're fucked. But they
New Zealand thing.
Yeah, yeah. We don't
okay.
don't fix that shit. But when you know that you see that kid.
Wait, are you saying that
What?
there was like a mudslide or something?
Yeah.
Maybe you should go help them.
Oh right. Don't have skill set, you know.
They really had a chance,
I know.
but
And they
you
were
know,
like, oh, he's fucking stop.
the road's broken, so they
Yeah,
can't.
just fucking
They won't be able to make it.
turn your guitar into a rap.
Yeah, but you can inspire 8-year-olds and then kids to pick up guitars, and I think that's like job done.
It
Like,
is,
you may
yeah.
leave it in a better place than you picked it up.
That's crazy.
I get a lot of those emails because I represent them. So, you know, the first line is, you know, I wouldn't be alive without Highly Suspect, or I wouldn't be in music without Highly
Yeah,
Suspect.
that's
Yeah, and I'm
crazy.
like, wow, okay.
That's weird.
Yeah, so it's a cool thing to see.
It's almost like when you make music and then you release it out, it's kind of, in a way, not yours anymore because it means something to all the fans. And I guess when you're singing a song back to you, it's like, well, it's kind of bigger than the reason why you wrote it all of a sudden when you've got 30,000, 40,000 people screaming every single lyric back. They've attached themselves to that song. Like
Yeah. I think the Canals thing is the wildest lately. Canals took in the Ukraine right before the war hit. And now people come to shows with the Ukrainian flag and wave it during the song, and they pass it up
Sort
to the
of an
front.
anthem,
And
yeah.
like, because there's a lot of, you know, Donald's a bitch and Vlad Putin is too. And like, crack pipe, there's fire everywhere. And they kind of
it's an
took to
anti-war
it. And
song.
yeah, it's an anti-war song.
On the bath salts thing, we never got bath salts. What is like bath salts in the? We've seen it where people are trying to chew people's faces on buses, but is that like is that how bad it is, or is it just got a bit
I
of
mean,
a bad
that's just
rep?
Thursday in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit sucks. It turns you into I was at a rave with my friend Barry. What's up, Barry? And we went to a warehouse rave until 6, 7 in the morning, and the sun came up, and we didn't have any money, and so we were just like searching for floor drugs, shit that people would drop. So we're just picking up random bags of whatever. We were assuming it would be Molly and ecstasy, but yeah, I wound up like ODing and going to the hospital, and they were like,
Fuck.
They're like, you took bath salts, and I was on an IV for 2 days and shit like that, and
Shit.
yeah, so I didn't mean to take bath salts. I wasn't like looking for bath salts, but then
It's funny that why would you even take that out? Like fuck.
what do you mean?
Like no, why would somebody take
original
it out?
person.
Like the person that's like the person I wouldn't be going.
'Cause it's
Man, I
cheap.
ch-" oh, is that what it is?
Oh yeah.
How
But they
cheap is-
probably only do a small amount. You probably did a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, Greg, that's how that works.
Shit, yeah. It's a little bit piggish. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Your friend's like, let me hit it. Too late. And you're like, oh. And he's like,
Well, the
"Ooh,
thing is,
close
when
one."
you're on hard drugs like that, and I don't, but swear to God, I don't do hard drugs anymore. But when you are on hard drugs like that, you never think like, oh, this is enough. You're like, I feel really good. I should take more, and then I'll feel better. That's the logic, you know. And it's not how that goes.
Yeah.
One,
But we got a great song. Thanks.
Yeah. To every cloud, you know.
well,
Silver lining.
that's what I mean, and that's where for a lot of creative people, it comes from the chaos in your life. The creativity comes as well. I mean, Lydia was written about an ex-girlfriend, and I was also reading on that actually. Did you got the cat after the breakup? What happened to the cat now? You still got the cat?
Yeah, Cat lives in Nashville with Lauren.
Yeah. It's got an aspiring.
I rescue animals and get animals, and then they wind up living with other people and have better lives than I could ever give them because I'm on the road.
Pretty hard to take.
Like
a
he's
cat
got
on the
my
road.
dog right now. My dog lives at his house right now
funny.
because I'm constantly on the road.
But tell
and
the
shit.
story when you got Ellie, and the guy was just like, "Well, what do you?" You were like, "What do you do with the female dogs?" And he's like, looked out into the desert.
You go, right, I'll take the lot.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
32 of them, I'll
Yeah.
take the fucking lot.
We're like, every day is a gift for Ellie.
Damn.
That's fucking wild.
But yeah, I mean, I guess where you were going with that, with the Lydia thing, is like, you know, a lot of my tragedies make it into the catalog. So you're welcome, everyone. My shitty life is why you get to fucking.
You're like, play Lydia. I'm like, oh, yeah.
As
relive it.
things get better for you, does that mean that?
Do you think things get better for me?
Well, I'm hoping they do.
I hope they do too.
Does that mean that? Does that worry you?
We like to keep them starving.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You want to be stuck there with Big G looking out into the desert. You know.
Yeah. Here's your cornflake. Yeah.
Will I ever be able to write songs that are like super happy? Probably not. I don't know.
I remember that Gwen Stefani interview when they wanted No Doubt to make another album. And she's like, I'd love to record it in Jamaica. And they sent him to Jamaica for like 6 months. And they came back with nothing but a tan. She's like, well, I'm just not depressed. I'm really happy right now. I don't really have anything to say. And they're like, well, okay.
Yeah, I went through some really hard shit last year, and you're gonna hear that on the upcoming album. But it's not like all super depressing. But I mean, it's lyrically.
Is it cathartic to go through that? Do you
It
feel
is
like you're
cathartic.
parking?
Until then, I realized like, this is so great. I got all my shit out, and then I'm like, I gotta go
tour it.
play this in front of people. I gotta go like get into that mindset. And people, you know, they get upset if I don't. You know, there are times when I won't play Lydia because I just don't want to go there. Or I won't play For Billy is one that I barely ever play. People want me to play Chicago. I played it one time ever in Chicago for her and her mother when they were at the show, and I never played it again on a piano. Never played it again live. And I think a lot of people, like you said, the song belongs to them. But at the same time, like, you know, I tried to play For Billy a couple times. I burst into tears in the middle of the show. I couldn't do it. You know, I'm a little better at that song now. But
Yeah, I was shocked to see it in the set list a couple times. It's a cool
maybe
song.
I won't have a long career. Maybe I'm just gonna move into that waterfall soon.
Hey,
sir, it's
what's
where I
your
live.
name? Waterfall. Yeah. Where do you live? A waterfall. What's happening on a waterfall?
Oh man, I hope our graphics department do something like that. I'm sure they will.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
I see you're wearing an All Blacks jumper. So you're obviously a fan of the All Blacks.
I mean, what did he say the other day? They're the greatest team in the world.
Yeah, we were at the Adidas place. I'm like, it's a great team. And he's like, it's the greatest team in the world.
The most winningest team in the world.
Yeah.
The most winningest
Out of
team in the
any
world.
sport.
So what happened
Sport.
this year, huh? You let France beat you? Is that what
No,
happened?
no. We
they're
got
in
beaten
France.
you got beaten in France by an English ref.
That's
And
what
shit team
everybody
up.
says. No, we lost to the ref. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's okay. It is okay. And mate, it would have been good to get some of the lads along, but most of them have been poached to play in France or in Japan now, so they've all sort of peeled out.
But
Yeah,
we
it's
do-
funny. Usually
yeah.
most people follow up with that ref is not allowed into New Zealand in his
That's
life.
not his fault. We could have won it.
There's
It's
like
fine.
the
We had
Beagles.
80 minutes to win the game, you know.
Yeah.
Bring that in, Teeks. You might like this. We've got a little
Showboss
present
Teeks
for
got
you.
something for you. Just in between those big 14-hour flights from the one of the highest point scorers, the
Oh,
highest
wow,
point
that's the
scorer in
guy.
All Black history.
He's the
Dan
guy.
Carter, the perfect 10.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Thank you. Do I get to keep this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Thank you, guys.
A little bit of light reading for you.
Hell yeah.
The art of winning. So I think you've kind of nailed it yourself, but probably in just a different format. So easy
Oh,
days.
this is great. I actually was looking for something to read soon, so thank you guys.
And you've given us friggin' the best part of an hour. So thank you so much, A, for coming all the way down here, putting on as many shows as you've done. Like, it really does mean a lot. And for popping in and seeing us. Man,
Yeah,
it's been
Yeah,
you guys
really,
have been
really
fucking
cool.
fantastic.
They're
And
awesome.
I'm so surprised Leah's not here.
He'll be hung to fuck.
We put him in.
Is he still hungover?
Yeah,
from the
he's
other
still hungover. I was like, Leo, see you in a bit. No, you won't.
He's got to go get another Homer
It was
Simpson
funny
tattoo.
because like we were, he like kind of Irish goodbyes us. We were like after he kidnapped us.
Oh yeah, just so you guys know,
Yeah.
he did not out party us.
Yeah, like he kidnapped us. It was just like, get in the van. Here's where we're going. We're like, we get there. We're taking shots. And then all of a sudden he's like, well, mates, I'm going to go. And
I introduced him to
we're
Amaretto
like,
Sours.
we don't know
and
where we even are
Yeah.
in Auckland. He just fucking left us there
we wound up in an interesting
with
spot.
a giant woman. There's like a 7-foot woman in there dancing by us. All we could see was like a titty go by every once in a while.
On that note,
Yeah.
Well, we're highly suspect. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
It's a highly suspect
unreal.
situation.
See us tonight? No, you can't. It's sold out. Thanks, booking agent. Way to make tickets available.
thank you so much. Have a great show tonight, and yeah, it's been a hell of a chat. Fuck, that was a wild ride. That was amazing.
Yeah.